let's go. DJ was playing black. Julian was playing white. This is a game from 1 week ago. It started with Josekis. That's very normal. David is playing this Joseki. Now a cat, and this cat looks like an overplay. Why is it an overplay? Because black already has a support, and because white haven't played the N7 yet, and N7 is a crucial move, is a vital point. It's a Hane on the head of 2 stones. So instead, white should extend. They are pushing us from behind, so we extend and we are happy with what happens. Later we have the possibility of cutting black, so it's alright. And if black adds a move, it's also alright, we finished in second. If black doesn't add a move, we can actually go for the fight. White went for the fight before fixing his own shape, and usually in Go it finished not in a nice way. Now black played this Hane. White tried to fix the shape with such a move because it's very difficult in general to fix the shape. If white goes here, then black has such a continuation, which is very annoying. So white pushed, and now where would you play with black? What is your first intuition? P10. I think this is the move from the game. O5 or N6. Okay, that's not my first intuition. But maybe your first intuitions are better. I am really not sure. This, I think maybe white will not go for a solid connection, but first white will play Hane. It's a little bit risky for black. Just the extension is alright, it's a nice exchange, but later there is this possibility. Can we use the Agi in some more annoying way for the opponent? We can also not use the Agi, and that's often a good choice. We wait, maybe we will use it one way or another in the future. But what is another way of using the Agi and getting some profit? Q3, exactly what Giselle says. This is my first intuition. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it looks beautiful. If now white goes for something, it's very risky. Black will go down, and white will collapse. If white fixes the shape, well, the shape doesn't look that fixed. First of all. And second of all, even if the shape is more or less fixed, I don't know what is this more or less. This is not really a fix. How to fix? Probably this one. But anyway, already black can feel black gain, because now white doesn't have this nice R3. In the game, white has a nice R3. The best black can do in the corner is just this Hane, which is just a Hane, not an Atari. And in the game, black, and in the variation, this would have been an Atari, so it would have been a center move. And also black has a possibility of going for a stronger way of fighting, and it should work. It seems to me it will work. Alright, good. Alright, good. So the conclusion is, we conclude that Q3 is an annoying move. Okay, white attached, nice choice. We don't want to treat the stones too heavily, but anyway, it already looks like black is happy with what happens, because white cut black and now white dies with not big compensation. Okay, white got something, but black got probably even more. In the game, the Hanes were played, and white tried his best. Okay, it was pretty unclear, and in the end, white managed to live on a big scale. Nice what white did. Did black have any better choice? Who knows? Maybe this is a better choice. Maybe we are not afraid of white capturing the stone because we counter white's plan. White doesn't have big threats, fortunately. White has just this one, which is far not enough. And if white goes like this, then it's still some capturing race. And both players are trying to capture each other. Each of the players. Alright. Maybe this honey is incorrect. Maybe it's better to play a solid move and not leave a cutting point. The cutting point was used in the game with a success. So white was happy that white at least got something. White got something. I don't think that it's big to play P18. What is white doing with P18? Don't play this one. Play that one, probably. Big one. On the top, it's already all fixed. We know which groups are strong, which are weak. Or maybe white thinks white gains with it. Oh, maybe white does. Okay, so maybe white moves were correct. That's a difficult choice now. Well, it's difficult to say. Like this, white gains points, but black gains strength. Like this, it seems white gains a weak group. White doesn't gain a weak group, but loses a center. Yes, and center is important. It doesn't make sense to lose center in such an area, where black is already fine and the white stone is super light. It doesn't matter for anyone, and the other group is safe. Instead, it's better to play around here, and if black goes on the top, it doesn't look like a big move. So yeah, so black was smart to take center. Black did so, and maybe this cut is a little bit risky. I mean, is it too bad to give a pawn key? Then maybe we can think still of the Atari. How to play correctly? Difficult to play correctly. We don't know what is good and what is bad. It's very difficult to determine. In the game, it doesn't look perfect for white. White lives, but black is gaining strength on the outside. And white's life is not even... It's not even a clear life. It's a co-life. Co-life, but in fact white can just live without a co. Or no, I am blind. Sorry for being blind. White cannot live without a co. It's still a co. But white can, for sure. White can go like this, for example. And then why make a co? Because white aims at killing black or at threatening black. That's a good aim. Good to aim for such an aim. Aim at it. White takes the co. Go down. When black goes down, white already has a choice of living. Unconditionally. But the other choice would be to continue the co. So why didn't white choose it? Probably because it was stupid. Yes, it was bad. Just bad. Yeah, it's a difficult game for white. Here, black seems like black gave white some hope. Maybe not a chance, but a hope. Instead, if I was black, I would just go for this one and be happy with living with the group. But black went for the complicated variation. Then the group of black got cut. Then white was trying to gain strength, leaning on the stones of black. White has a Tesuji, which is good to remember of. I don't know if it is a good Tesuji, maybe it's bad, but it's good to remember of such a Tesuji. Maybe it even doesn't really work. Yes, it doesn't really work, or it works only unreally. Ajikashi, what is this? H4. We lose this possibility, for example. What's H4? Good, but not obligatory. We can also just live with the group on a big scale and give away the 2 stones when we are black. White played a few exchanges and tried to actually kill black. That's a good try. It's a needed try. Is this one better or worse? Who knows? Not me. In the game, it became a ko. Interesting. But does it have to become a ko? What if white goes for this one? Seki. If we J4 is sent against the group. Is it? Oh, is J4 sent? So I think the plan is not to go here because it doesn't work. And not to go here because the ko is impossible for black to play. Black risks too much. But the plan instead is to play the attachmento. But when black plays an attachmento, white has a possibility of fighting back or no. It seems only a ko, right? Or wait. White was here, no? What is this? Black cannot play such a ko. This doesn't work. H2. H2 is a cool move, but it's a golden chicken Tesuji, which stands on one leg. So probably the sharpest move of black, or the nicest looking, is to go here. But then white just goes for a... for this. Yeah, so white shouldn't be afraid. Okay, then it's very much a pity. Okay, so in the end, black's moves were risky. Black shouldn't go for such a risk. It's completely unnecessary. Black should Atari, then it's not needed to play G2, but it's big. But instead we can also go for a big move there. And in the game, white had a chance, but white didn't use it, and at the moment of black's extension, white didn't try to close black, white connected the stones, and then the ko started. And the ko went well for black. Black had more threats and did. And later there was another thing, another group died. But probably the game was already difficult for white, and that's why white was going for such crazy moves instead of just playing calm. White went for crazy moves, and then instead of just living, for example, here white can just push and connect. White attached, tried to cut black, but in the end it was white himself who was dying. Alright, are there any questions to this game? Alright, I think we will move to the next one. Okay, one question. Good. I really like when anyone has a question. After n7 white. instead of cutting. Yes, yes. Black will maybe push once more. Yes, yes, yes. It is even. It is a Joseki. This is the more common Joseki. There is also globally, yes, it's a normal position globally. Black stones work well because black has already this one, but white stones also work well. If you don't want such a result, then well, you don't have to Hane. But if you don't Hane, then black jumps. But look, yes, okay, yeah, it's difficult to invade, but first of all, there is a cutting point. So only after black adds some move, it will become difficult. But it's all right. Black is getting a big area, but this is a more narrow side, and white is playing on the wider side. So in white's area, it's possible to invade, but the side is wider, and white is getting a lot. And also here, white has maybe such an option of a reduction instead of an invasion. It's just don't go into too narrow areas. There is more to get on the wider areas in general in Go. If the area is wider, then there is more to take. And also, if you go for into the narrow area and your opponent is already strong there, then you only create a problem for yourself. Don't come to a house where you are not invited as a guest. It's black played so many moves there. Don't invade immediately. There is also another Joseki, which is, I think, a bit less often seen, but it's also a Joseki, right? I think this one. For example, like this, maybe there are some options, some variations, but yeah, black is getting a lot, but white is strong. But yeah, it is completely fine to extend. Like, so far, white didn't make any mistake. Any. I know that, yeah, up to here, we can see that the players are just playing Josekis. I don't know. Maybe depends on how is your opening feeling. Maybe you can have a feeling that this move of Q7 is not for 100% the best move. In fact, it's a good move. I think it might be the best move, but we cannot be sure because it's not completely like a Joseki move. It's like some after Joseki continuation. Then white played the Joseki, and now, yeah, now white can think. So far, white didn't make any mistakes. Now white can play like this, but then black jumps. So instead of letting black jump, white can also play the Hane. And then let's continue to play normal moves. We haven't made any mistake, so the position cannot be bad for us. So we can accept and we can go for it. Okay. Does it answer the question? I hope it's clear. White's shape was just too bad after black's Hane. Black's Hane was perfectly chosen. And I think this is it about this game, and we can move to game number 4, which is game number 2, I think. Alright, game number 3.